Heave ho, away we go, another day lost out to sea. Away we float in a little old boat, just my friends and me. And there's a whole damn fleet of us out in the sea, and we're trying to beat back the waves. For if we make it through, you know our course is set true, and we'll set sail for much brighter days. Well, my first mate's got a monkey, that's okay, I got a stump, and my other friend's a blind man and his parrot has the hump. And we push on together through all this rough weather, for one day we'll push through to a better you and me. Well, today, so the blind man, he found a lost note. He believed what it said, he believed what it wrote. It said if you'd sacrifice your one and only son, then all the bad things you did would be undone. So he started to rip up his part of the boat, and he built a big altar and he started to gloat. And half the shipmates, well, they tried to hide, and the other half said, hey, we'll go for the ride. And he convinced the crew with his cute crippled pet that living in fear was salvation's bet. And rather than struggle, you need to be safe, so anchor yourself to a blind man's faith. And the parts of the boat, you know, ripped up by hump, they started to flounder and list. And you know, when all this was going, nobody noticed that another good tide was missed. So heave ho, away we go, another day lost out to sea. Away we float in a little old boat, just my friends and me. Well, my friend with the monkey, he didn't know what to believe, so he pulls out a gun from his sleeve. And he let loose the monkey, and he charmed half the crew, and he stole their jewels and some of their faith too. And they turned their cannons, and they aimed their sights at all the other ships with full sails in the flights. And they didn't really care, there were children out there, and they picked on the families with nothing to spare. And he figured that if we weren't really going anywhere, then none of them folk is sure as hell gonna get there. And all this fighting, you know, it started to hit with a broadside stroke to my small ship. And once again we started to list, and another good tide was missed. So heave ho, away we go, another day lost out to sea. Away we float in a little old boat, just my friends and me. Well, I thought something has to be done about this shit, because there's only half a boat left, and I personally want to make it over the waves to be a better me. So I reached down into my wooden leg, and I remembered what it was that my dear ma said. She said, if you ever find yourself stuck in a war, you know, don't take sides and don't be a whore, and learn to stand on your own wooden leg, and only for my mercy shall you ever beg. And I took it my own way, and I flicked back a latch, and my hand went straight down to that special stash. 'Twas a bag of Bailey's, fine old weed. 'Twas stinky and sticky, just what my friends need. So I stole the note when the blind man weren't looking, and I used the fire from my friend's firing gun. Jeez. And I blew out the monkey, and the parrot went to bed, and the blind man pulled his altar down and said God was dead. And the man with the cannons, he shot fish to feed, and then turned his weapons into stuff people need. And all of a sudden, all went still, you know, and there was no need for greed or to force somebody's will. And we all gently drifted out to the sea, over the waves to a better you and me. So heave ho, away we go, another day lost out to sea. Away we float in a little old boat, just my friends and me. Well, my first mate's got a monkey, that's okay, I got a stump. And my other friend's a blind man and his parrot has the hump. And we push on together through all this rough weather, for one day we'll push through to a better you and me.